Welcome back. Bruce Porter joins us for this week's Dollars and Cents. And sometimes, Bruce, I want to call you BP. Is that all right?
That'll work. Okay. You're in good company. Brad Pitt. It's all
Brad
good.
Pitt, Bruce Porter.
Bruce Porter.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, we're moving on to part 2. We started your new 10-part series last week.
That's right.
And we're starting, today we're kicking off 2, but refresh us what 1 was.
Things that we need to know in planning our retirement income. Number 1 was planning because we may live longer than we think. Planning for a longer life.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Now this week we're going to talk about number 2.
Okay.
Healthcare expenses may increase. The longer you live. It makes sense.
Yes,
right?
it does.
Right.
It's kind of a
You would assume it would.
Well, it's a common sense type approach. If I live longer, chances are I'm going to get more unhealthy as I age.
Right.
All right, it all makes
Exactly.
sense.
Right.
All right. Well, when we consider that, obviously, if you're more active, if you're more health conscious, if you're not suffering from basic chronic conditions that other people are because you're smoke-free,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're paying attention to your health, then chances are you're going to create longevity of life. Well,
Right.
45% of 65-year-olds that were polled are all suffering with some type of a chronic illness, aches and pains. is
How
what
old?
I like
Right.
to call it. 65 or
65 or
above.
above.
45% of.
Okay, gotcha.
65, yeah.
We could go back to my age, you know, and I suffer from that too sometimes when I work too hard, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now the retirement health care costs. You look at, there was a study done in 2014. 65-year-old couple today that have Medicare, because we're all eligible for Medicare at 65, $220,000 will be spent on health care costs during their lifetime based on mortality.
Okay.
All right. Now, how in the world are you going to either budget that or
Right.
pay that?
Right.
Well, you're going to buy this thing called insurance.
Right.
Right? Healthcare insurance, Medicare supplements, health insurance of some kind in retirement is going to help mitigate that cost a little bit. But those of us that think, oh, I'm not going to get old, I'm not going to get unhealthy, I'm in good shape, I'm 65, I'm healthy, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
They got to really take a second look at that because the costs are going to get exorbitant as we age and
Right.
you know, when we get all older and decrepit.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope not decrepit,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you're just full of rainbows and sunshine
Hey,
today,
that's
Bruce.
right.
Well, it's the facts that we really need to realize at younger ages so that we can either live a better lifestyle,
Right.
be more active, to where we don't need therapy.
Well, it's
Right,
that- it's
exactly.
that-
With
it's
Anita,
that-
who is
with
here.
Anita, but
It's
if we
that
do,
saying,
we can have it done at
If
home.
I'd have known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself.
I've heard that. I mean, I've said that. I've heard that. Everybody has said that. Right?
Prevention is really a key.
So
Good.
when you talk about confidence in their ability to pay for that cost, you know, 42% of that group that was polled said they're not at all confident in their ability to cover the cost of that. So they're going to reconsider what they're doing for insurance. Medicare supplements are there for a reason. People come into our office and they say, you know, I'm not sure I need a Medicare supplement. Maybe I'll buy that Advantage plan. It's little or no cost for that, and I can do my copays and all that. Or I could buy the Medicare supplement and have everything paid for that Medicare doesn't pay, basically.
Right.
All right? And there's several different things you can pick from that. Well, when you really consider, chances are I'm going to become more unhealthy as I age. It's just a matter of when that's going to happen, not
Right.
if.
Right.
And so when you're trying to establish this retirement income budget, what you're trying to do is take the stress off of your fixed income because you are voluntarily unemployed, right?
Right, yeah.
And you don't want to go back to work at age 70 or 75. So, a lot of times people do that because they need more income to offset their cost because they don't have enough income. All right.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
you know, healthcare expenses
Right.
are going to be a huge expense in retirement. And when you're retired, you should always try to save money, even if you're retired. And that's very difficult to do when your health care, which is an unknown cost, gets out of control.
So the goal is stay healthy as long as you can